So, I was gonna like prep for this video, but do I need to? So yeah, happy Pride! We are here to talk about my journey. Yay! I was gonna like put more effort into this, but I just want to be in my bed and lay with my cat. So, yeah. But we're gonna be... Do you mind? We're gonna be talking about sexual orientation, gender identity, and all of that jazz. So, we will start with my sexuality and its current state. Guys, let's just be clear about one thing going into this video. I hate labels. I hate them. I hate labels so much. I mean, I've ascribed to them before, but at the same time, it feels like I'm just being put in a box anymore. But that's just my opinion. What I've chosen to go by is queer. I don't love unlabeled because, I mean, labels... Can you not? But this is me on the toilet, and I just wanted to clarify, I like the label queer over unlabeled because queer makes me feel like I'm a part of the community. That doesn't mean unlabeled people aren't a part of the community. They are a very important part of the community. I just personally feel queer. Yeah. Okay, bye. I think queer fits because I like all kinds of people and all kinds of people like me. That's for sure. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. It hasn't always been that way, though. It's been a long journey of discovery. I guess we could start way back in 2015 when the Supreme Court ruled that same-sex marriage is constitutional. I don't fucking know. That was like, I was in the 3rd grade, and that was my first introduction into knowledge about gay people, I guess. I mean, I had heard the word gay used before and the F slur. Didn't know what it meant, but I knew what it was, kinda. With that, though, my father may or may not be entirely he's not, he doesn't like gay people. He doesn't know. It's okay. But his hatred for gay people, like, spilled into me. And I was a little homophobic shit for a couple years. And I think it was because I was jealous of the individuals that I was like, you guys are so gay. Yeah, because you want in on that. Okay. It's whatever. When I started to really be like, hey, sexuality, I believe what sparked my intrigue into all of it, really, was Nico D'Angelo in The Heroes of Olympus. I remember reading those books like in 4th and 5th grade, and just like having this character that I had grown up with and like loved and understood identify as a part of the community blew my mind and made me really like rethink things. And that was the point in my life where I was like, ally at 12 years old, you know? Then I started playing sports. It didn't last long, but I played volleyball, and without being too weird, because, you know, I was in the 5th grade. I remember being in the back row and looking down and just being like, huh. Oh, I like that. So, yeah, I don't know. So I kind of realized, yeah, I like girls. The signs were there like the whole time. I mean, there was this friend that we would play like house, and it would be me and her, and we would be married to the same guy, but we wouldn't marry him unless we were both married to him. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm currently at work editing this, but I also just wanted to add that thank you, King Kong of Skull Island, for deciding to be loud as fuck now, but okay, attitude. I wanted to add in that a huge thank you to like me realizing my identity and everything, while also complicating it, but also a huge thank you, is the internet.
Welcome to the internet.
I went to Catholic school, pre-K through 12. So if that tells you anything about me, yeah. Back to the video, sorry. That's kind of around the time I realized, oh yeah, I like girls. And I liked guys. Still like guys. Yeah. Then in middle school, in like the 6th grade, I kind of told everyone in my class, started telling like my siblings, and then in the 8th grade, I told my mom. I wrote her a letter, and I mean, it was definitely a weird situation for a 12-year-old to be in. Weird conversation. But we are at a point where she's very accepting and I can be gay. For the longest time, I identified as bisexual. And then in high school, I was really, really, really infatuated with women. Loved women. Still, I still love women, okay? Gotta make that very clear. But yeah, so in high school, I literally was like, oh, I'm a lesbian. I had no interest in guys, really. There was very few that piqued my interest. And so then I was just like, oh, excuse me. She wants attention, and I fucking know, but God. But yeah, so in high school, I identified as a lesbian for a period of time. And then I went back to bisexual because I had crushes on guys. I don't know when the queer label came in. I just kind of was like, I don't like bisexual. Seems limiting. Yeah. So I've just been me. And that's that. It was never like I've always known. It was more just, it was present. And then the gender side of things. Oh man. In case it's not obvious, I guess. It's not always obvious. Intersex people exist. But I was assigned female at birth. I was conditioned and raised as a female, a girl, for a good portion of my life. Yeah, never felt like, well, no, I don't know. Little me didn't have a concept of gender, I don't think. Little me kind of just existed and was fine with being a girl. Puberty changed things. I will say I didn't really Why are you being so loud? Okay, I think we're gonna take a break and play. And then I'll talk more about my gender. God, my favorite topic. Didn't actually play, she like laid down. And then we watched YouTube for a little bit. But, yeah, gender. Yeah, little me was fine being a girl, I guess. I will say, though, I remember I did not like my birth name. I've grown to appreciate it more. And that's a whole journey in itself. Yeah, little me was fine with it. And then when everyone and their mom started questioning their genders in 2020, that's when I also was like, whoa, gender. So I was like thinking about it for a while, and then I finally told everyone, hey, I identify as non-binary. And that's just kind of how it's been now. For the longest time, my name was Bear. That's what I chose to go by. I changed it in college because I was like, feels a little juvenile, and I don't care. This is me just after the video because I was watching it, but I wanted to explain that I've developed a new concept of self because of like the stages of my life. I call it the Holy Trinity of me. And it's like me, Rowan at the top, and then Bear is the sun, or Bear, and then Haley, that is my birth name. That's the Holy Spirit, essentially. And yeah, I've been functioning that way and kind of compartmentalizing my emotions into different, like, what part of life they stem from, like childhood wounds or teenage angst. I kind of deal with them separately. I don't know. It's funny that I inadvertently helped myself create a way to cope with existing through changing my name, and also just like my gender, like such a cool concept of gender. You know, the I'm gonna put the one TikTok in here.
What is your hottest political take?
That trans people are a sign that God is real, because in the Bible, if we're saying that the body is only a vessel, then trans people are our everyday reminder that the body is a vessel and that there is a greater world and universe spiritually out there that is bigger than our social concepts and norms that pretty much keeps us in prison.
With gender, I'm aware of how I may or may not be perceived. I dress very femininely, but it's also taken a long time for me to be comfortable doing that. I used to think that I had to be androgynous to be valid in my identity, and that's just simply not true. I mean, androgyny, I certainly lean towards it, and I lean masculinely some days. It's just, it really is just how I am. Like, how I am in the moment, how I feel. And at the same time, I could feel a certain way and dress a certain way, and it doesn't align. It's just clothes. As for like the body dysphoria and all of that, I mean, I don't feel it tons. There are definitely days where I wish I was just like a doll, like a smoothed out, and I wish I didn't have secondary sex characteristics sometimes. You know the Baron from What We Do in the Shadows? No genitals, but a great lover. That is the goal. I did have like I was playing
we're not really strangers with some friends, and another friend pops in and says, well, how do you want to be perceived? And, or how, something along that lines. How do you want to be seen? And I said, beam of light. Yes. Yeah. That is kind of my gender identity, if you will. I don't really like the labels of non-binary or gender fluid or demi girl boy. I'm just me. But to put a label on it, non-binary. I'm not a man, I'm not a woman. I'm not nothing. Or no, yeah. Double negative. I'm something then, yes. But I'm nothing. But I'm something. I exist. I'm a body with a soul inside. And that is... yeah. I'm just very comfortable with myself anymore. Sure, it can be frustrating when I'm definitely perceived as a woman because, well, yeah, I know. But I know who I am. I'm very comfortable with myself and how I identify. I'm not always comfortable in my body. That's just something I've come to accept and that I deal with. I need to get into meditation so I can get more comfortable. Maybe I should invest in a binder. That might be nice. A strap. No. Well, no. Well, who knows? This is just me explaining myself, I guess. But also, I wanted it to be an example to someone that you don't have to know, you don't have to be anything, you don't have to, you can just be yourself. And that's for everyone, just be yourself. Please. Oh my gosh. If everyone was just their self, everyone would be so happy. And yeah. I also wanted to pop back in to say that I did want this to kind of be a presentation that you don't have to fully be out to everyone to be out. You also don't have to be out if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything. So, sorry, yeah. Additional ad. I'm gonna be out to everyone. People are gonna know who I am in the future. Because that's how I'm presenting myself. People that have known me forever don't. And I've made peace with that. And that's another, journey of acceptance of, my names. I accept Haley kind of as, a family name, kind of. It's not, it hurts me. It's just, I've changed it from something that affects me emotionally, even though it was just a part of who I was, into, yeah, it's just a part of who I am. And I don't have to choose to identify as that. I just accept it. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but it felt like it needed to come out. So, back to the video. I don't know. Thanks for watching, I guess. I hope you learned something. Maybe. Outro here. Boom. Oh my gosh, you can see my reflection. Happy Pride Month. Yeah, this is the day I got the the idea, so. First day. I mean, I've been wanting to do a video like this. I've been wanting to do a lot of things. I don't know. Okay, bye. I'm Rowan, by the way.